Well, how's everybody doing up there? This is Nico B. This is the Black Effect. And I want to go ahead and get into this because this is going to take too long. Men are suffering today. Yes, men, real men, all walks of life, men from all walks of life are suffering today. And it's due to society, it's due to the spirit of Satan that's increasing, the spirit of Satan that increases wickedness upon the earth, the spirit of Satan that increases disorder among the earth. This is something, and that's why I say, man, if you're not spiritual, then you leave a big part of knowledge on the table and a big part of understanding on the table. Everything is spiritual. The same way as what happens in the physical realm happens in the spirit realm. The same way that we have events going on, things like that, things are happening in the spirit realm, and we have to have that understanding. Today, it's the spirit behind relationships. Women today, a lot of women, the courts and society are on their side. I talk to men every day that are feel like they're getting abused by the court, feeling like the judge is biased for the woman. That's the spirit of the world today. It's a feminine spirit on the world, and we know that God is a masculine being. So as the world pulls further and further away from God and his presence, like remember in the beginning, God's presence was on the earth. You understand? He was visiting earth like the same way when he came in a human vessel in Jesus Christ. But before Jesus Christ, God was on the earth. Remember in Mount Sinai, his presence, like the powerful presence. Now I'm pretty sure it wasn't his full presence, but the powerful physical manifestation was on the earth, in the mountain, manifesting in a cloud. Like God was talking to people. Nowadays, God doesn't do that anymore. For the his presence has removed himself from the earth. Of course, Jesus is in heaven. You killed Jesus Christ, like as a people. Thanks. You understand? But yeah, I mean, that had to be done. But right now, as the Spirit of the Lord and people move further away from the church, people leaving, they want to act like that they can mock God and things like that. They're becoming more and more unhappy at a rapid rate, becoming more and more dysfunctional at a rapid rate. Society is breaking apart right before your very eyes. The camaraderie that America had is breaking apart. They had and that's part of your strength. The Israelites and the Hebrews, the part of their strength and the part in our strength as Christians is our ability to be on one accord. It's our ability to be able to share the same spirit as one another, so we move in unison and we move on to each of the same drum. That's it. That's the ability. They foregone that. And God we trust is on the money. But in turn, they don't trust God. This country, like they don't respect marriage. Marriage should be something that's set by the man and, ordained for the woman to serve him, to be his helpmate. And when I mean serve, I mean service I don't mean that in a negative term. You under customer service, you work a job, you do customer service. And in that customer service, there's rules and parameters to be able to make the customer happy and to do a satisfactory job. It's the same way with a marriage. Right now, there's no stipulations on the women to keep it up, and uphold they part of the bargain. And at the end of the day, man, men are becoming unhappy because they seeing that their efforts go unappreciated. To be real, like if your efforts, like anybody as a person, like say you as a woman, if you may not understand men because you're not a man, but men have a purpose here by God. They are ordained to be the protectors and to look over their women and children. They want to do that. They want to help them. They want to help the women and children, and they want to protect them. If you in turn as a woman, like you're not letting them do that, you making them feel bad because that's in their nature. Are you making it feel like that's just nothing? Like if that was nothing, why don't you go out there, go to one of these third world countries? Why don't you go there where Sharia law? No, you're not gonna do that because men have already set up your country. Men did this, set up your country to where ain't no invaders over here to make you do that. You know what I'm saying? But those women over there, they have to do that. You know, and some of them, and for the most part, most of them overdoing Sharia law, they embrace that because they understand that that's God's will. God wants them to be chaste women. God wants to protect those women. God sees them as precious gems. God sees their body and their private parts as precious to him. You shouldn't. He wants that to be seen by your husband, not everybody else out here in the world. And men, though you have a lot of that going on, just free sex everywhere. Like men can open up the computer and instantly access all porn. That in turn depresses you as well. The more and more men sink into that, going against sex dolls, more and more sexual depravity you sink into, the more and more you're going to be depressed. And don't get me wrong, I'm speaking to the men, but I'll do a video on the women as well, because women are becoming more depressed. People are. People are. You seeing more people off themselves. More people do a lot of things that's peculiar. Go out and just start killing at random people at random. Don't care what's going on. That's because men are very unhappy. You saw the man went to the massage parlors, go to different massage parlors, and was killing random people. This is an unhappy individual. This is not a God-fearing individual. It's not a person who has God in their life. So instead of like the things that need to be reinstated for society, for the very fabric of civilized society, we need to get back to those things. Church is needed. And we get the phony pastors out of here, all of the fake prophets, but you need church to help the community. You need pastors to be able to help the community. You need the people of the church to go out and be pillars in the community. You understand? Send them out in the community. They need to be shining beacons in the community. We need to return to the traditional values of American society. In this, we say, in God we trust. We need to turn to those traditional values again. If women want traditional men, we need you to be traditional women, meaning you have a lot of work to do. Because to be a traditional man, all these women say today would be for him just to pay for everything. That's it. Well, that's not a hard thing to do, you know, and that's, you have more work than we have to do. Like, if you just saying all the man got to do is get some money, you know, you have more work to do, and money comes and goes. I'm sorry to tell you, you have to be the one to break it to you, because a man could be providing one day, he may not be doing it 3 or 4 years down the line. Because a man can do it one day, he may not be doing it 20 years down the line. He may get sick. Are you going to stay around? Or you gonna fold and then go try to, in a 10-year situation, go try to change up? Oh, I need a divorce. I need to go, you know, all this stuff. He don't treat me the same. All this stupid shit you talk. You know, that's stupid shit. You understand? And God don't look at, he don't ordain no divorce. He don't look at that. Like, unless it's some for infidelities, he's beating you, trying to kill you, then it ain't no divorce. Because a lot of time in a relationship, it be the women putting their hands on the men. So let's just get that. Let's get that together, man. And that right there, me and you in her in these unhappy relationships, trying to juggle, keep your relationship together, man. Get out of that, bro. Just go ahead and seek your own happiness. Get out of it. If you're not happy, if the woman won't allow you to be a man, and she's emasculating you, you should have never got with her in the first place. God never ordained you to get with the woman, but yet you did it. You understand? You need to go ahead and get out of that situation and reset. You need to follow God. Some men are so depressed because they don't want to get out of these situations and follow God. They want to keep the woman. A lot of you dudes getting women pregnant on purpose for that you don't even know who gonna be with y'all. Like, you know, this woman is a city girl, meaning she's everywhere. She for everybody. She don't want to be in a long-term relationship. Quit trying to force her to do that. You make yourself unhappy. Man, go out and seek your own happiness, man. Find your true purpose in life. That's how you're going to find happiness. Find your true purpose, you know. And for men who got kids, your happiness is in your child. Your life is over. Like, and I don't mean that literally, but your life, you should be giving your life to your child. And I mean that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need to do that. And I'm not saying you don't have, your happiness lies with them. You know, not saying you don't have individual things you're into and stuff like that, of course. But your true happiness lies with them to make sure that they get further than you. They're better than you. You have to do that. And you're happy. And I know how they, I have a nephew and I see my brother with his nephew. Even it just makes me happy to see my nephew doing good and to be able to teach him things, you know, that gives me joy. to see him thriving and doing good. Like if I can help him, that gives me, if I have the ability to be able to help him, that means I'm doing good. You understand? So you gotta seek your happiness in the proper places, man. If your happiness is in women and the women you get with, bro, you just may as well hang it up right now. Hang it up. Because you are building, the Lord tells you to build He tells us to build our foundations on solid ground, on solid foundations, on good foundation. You understand? Build your house on good foundation, meaning build yourself up, your happiness, your being on good foundation, on good things, not on fickle things. Like if you putting your hopes and dreams in a woman, bro, same if you was doing that with a man, you putting all your hopes and dreams in a man. You're not going to ever be happy. You understand? You need to find your purpose and find, so you can come in turn, bring your true self to that person that you meet, and you both will be happy together. You both will have joy because one person can pick the other up. The next can pick. See, when it comes to you women, the reason why a lot of these men are unhappy is because you come into these relationships totally draining them. You understand? You're not a good helpmate. And when the man is down, you don't have your women's superpower together to be able to pick him up and heal him. So in turn, it just festers and goes. It festers and festers, get worse. And then now you resent him. He ain't feeling you. And you want to leave him because he just can't get out of that rut. And then in turn, when you want to do all that, he's going to in turn want to harm you because he feels like you just totally abandoning him. And he knew you was going to do that all along. You think a man want to waste their time and waste their money? That's why you see a lot of the women today ending up in the box, man. And I don't want to see that for you sisters, man. Stop it. You know, if you just don't even want to, if you're a city girl, you know you don't want a long-term relationship, just go ahead and be a flat-out prostitute. I mean that. Like, you don't have to call it, you don't have to call it that, but we're going to call it what it is. Just go from man to man. You can even be in a relationship with him for a month or so, whatever. Go from man to man, giving him the box in turn for some money, in turn to fund your life, you know? And quit trying to act like you live in a normal life and just popping in where you having normal relationships, because we know that's not the case. So stop that. You know, me and Over are going through it, and you don't want to be around when the powder keg goes off, okay? You don't want to be around when niggas start shutting down and they start contemplating the darkness and just giving everything up. You don't want to be around at that time. And you don't want to be the catalyst of any of that. So with that being said, man, brothers, get you some help if you need it. I recommend, and I always say this, forget going to a psychiatrist, a regular psychiatrist. That's a racket. It is a freaking racket, bro. They're just gonna tax you and take your money, and you're gonna end up worse for the wear. The last thing you need to be doing is taking psych medication. You understand? Don't you ever do that. Don't you take no psychic medication that will mess your brain chemistry up. You need your brain chemistry, and that's right now your brain chemistry is firing everywhere. Like, you don't need to do that. What you need to do is get somewhere so you can be able to center yourself. And the best way to do that is to pray to God. The best way to center yourself, yes, that's what I'm telling. That's the gift that keeps on giving, because it's a reciprocal relationship. None of us will be praying anymore. None of us will take this walk with God serious if it was not reciprocal. I speak with God. God counsels with me. Yes, you fool. And I'm telling you that you can have a relationship, the same relationship, to commune with those beings that are in the spirit realm. That's like a phenomena. Like if I had a device that could do that, like this phone, if I was just showing them, like, if any device, like, and there was some aliens in space, and I showed them like some Morse code, and I was communicating with them, I would get a Nobel Peace Prize. I would be, you know what I'm saying? I would get a prize. I would get all type of accolades and awards. But pastors are telling you how to commune with the living God, your creator. There are no other beings. This is these beings in the heavenly realm, billions of them. You understand? And God, he's telling you how to commune with him. That should be something that everybody jumps to like a fish in water. Only thing it takes is the faith of a mustard seed. You know, and that'll center you. That'll center your core being. So now you can get back to who you are, understand what's important, and then you can go back and and have power and authority in your life again, no matter what walk of life you're in. You could be homeless, don't matter. I've encountered homeless men, been talking with homeless men who, when I met them, they were homeless. Those men were they were in their awakening point of their life. They were in the beginning of their life. Their life was just beginning. And we were in the South, we were in a Victory Outreach homeless program, and they were in the beginnings of their life. You understand? They had found God, and they were on fire for him, and they were going to going on and do great things. The program helps you get on your feet. You understand? A lot of people who are homeless, you have some who just never want to get on their feet. They just want to beg. They're just lazy people. And God, hey, God's not going to bless them with anything, but they just with what they get. They're just going to have to, get it off the street. But for the men who trying to do God's will for their life and things like that, like I said, man, sometimes you need to just get away and be alone. You need to do that, and not alone to counsel, because this is why I say you need to take your Bible with you, counsel with the Lord, because being alone and not counseling with God, when you just in the spiritual realm by yourself flailing, the devil will come into play. He's going to send demons to you. And then they're going to be telling you and giving you thoughts that you think are your thoughts, but they're not. And they're going to be telling you to harm yourself, do things, go telling you this, you ain't shit, or this ain't this, or this ain't that. Yeah, that's who'll do that. God never tempts anyone. The demonic realm will do that. And that's why I'm saying don't just go off and meditate on your own. Don't go off trying to drink a bunch of alcohol. Ain't going to help you. Weed ain't gonna help you. Pills won't help you. I'm telling you, no matter of drugs will help you. No psychiatrist can help you. Understand that. You need to turn to God, because it's all in you. Don't nobody know you like you, and you should talk to godly people. If you want to seek a counselor, I strongly suggest you seek a Christian counselor, because they have that huge part that's missing, the spiritual realm. They'll add that into their repertoire. When you go to a regular psychiatrist, they leave the spiritual aspect totally out, and that's a huge part of life that they leave out. So they in turn not gonna have give you the proper treatment. But don't be afraid to talk to your friends. Don't be afraid to talk to your family, man. If you're depressed and you got a brother or something, thank God for that and go talk to him. If you're depressed and you got somebody, and I know a lot of family can seem judgmental, but you never know, man. And really your family a lot of times just want to help you, and we just don't want to talk to them. But we have pride and things like that, and I get it. But it's time to drop pride, man. Us as black men, we've been through a lot, and we need to be there for each other. And we definitely need our women, to be there for us the same way. Because if you see the state that black men are in right now, it's bad. But just know that black women will be experiencing it 10 times worse later down the line. So we need the men to return and get to a better state, so they can in turn brace for embracing their women and protecting them from that storm that's coming for them. So with that being said, man, peace and blessings to the hearers and doers, man. This is your man, Nico B, Blackeffect. I'm gone.